Okay, let's go, I guess. This is gonna take about 2 hours, I would say, roughly, maybe more, because I have this streaming setup here, which is a bit more complicated than if I was just gonna do it without any distraction. Anyway, today I'll be working on Malin jump attacks, both frame data and hitboxes. So I'm just gonna do that now. In the usual mode I do this, so you can basically watch firsthand how I'm doing this, which is a chore, but meanwhile it's quite reliable. I have the tech now just to do this in a very reliable way. So that's what we're gonna do. Unfortunately the mic is a bit in the way, so I might have to move this. Because I'm gonna hit space a lot and mash on the keyboard to pause the emulator. So I think this should work, hopefully. Yeah, so let's go. So I'm starting with small jump up now. I'm doing all the small jump attacks first. Sometimes I do one button first and just all jumps for that one button. Actually, I think that's what I'm gonna do, because then I can immediately compare the hitboxes and be done with it. I keep the same system basically, so I don't get confused, because it's very easy to get confused and mix up stuff, mix up numbers, mix up hitboxes, and when you look at the screenshots it's not always immediately apparent if it was a jump forward and jump back, so I immediately have to rename them. Anyway, I'm gonna hold A now and advance a frame which starts the jumping A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This 10 frames start up. Active time 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna make a screenshot now. Is my hotkey not working? Oh shit, I was on the wrong buttons. I've kind of fucked the emulator now. Let me quickly restart the emulator. That didn't go as planned. So let me just quickly. I have a shortcut on my keyboard for a screenshot, like the regular Windows one. You cannot use the emulator screenshot, otherwise the overlay will not properly be rendered, and then you cannot see the hitboxes, which makes the whole thing pointless. Anyway, I'm gonna reopen the emulator now. There we go. And running the tool for the hitboxes. It's also running now. That should do it. So let's do this again. I'm probably gonna take a break halfway through and make some coffee. We'll see. It's very tedious work, but it used to take way over 3 hours. Now I was able to shave it down to about 90 minutes per character for jump attacks only, including wiki and posting it on Twitter and so on, which is pretty significant if you calculate how many characters this game has. I always pick mirror match just to, if I was gonna test out, let's say, standing attacks, frame advantage, disadvantage and so on, you wanna have the same character, just because it's easier to compare. Okay, so I'm gonna move the character to the left a bit just to get a better screenshot without the window in the way, because that's very annoying. Didn't do this in the beginning. Because of that I have some very ugly screenshots in the wiki, old ones, that I somehow at some point have to redo. Anyway, here we go again. Let's first check whether now the screenshot's working. Okay, that's good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We know that much already. 1, 2, let's do a screenshot here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unfortunately we landed, so we don't know the active time. I have to do the jumping A way earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. So it's 8 frames. Just gonna double check one last time. There's a very long active time on that move. Zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht, 9, 8. Okay, so we have that screenshot. Next we're going to do small jump forward. Oh, that's a way bigger hurtbox. Look at that. Like the arm hurtbox already is bigger than for jump up. And it's also 10. So 1, 2, screenshot, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it's 8. So it's also 10, 8, which is good. That's a good sign already that they have the same data. Hopefully we don't have too many exceptions here. That would be very annoying. I'll quickly save this. So not gonna bother double checking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, screenshot, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's looking good so far. We're really lucky they have the same hitbox that will save us some work. But we have to compare them anyway. So let's just say it's gonna save wiki space. Next up I'm gonna do the normal jump A's. So jump up A first. I expect it to have about the same startup, maybe a frame quicker or two, because that's how they usually do it. So I'm gonna try and push the button at the apex of the jump. 8, 9, 10. And there we go, 10 frames. 1, 2, screenshot, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unfortunately we landed, so I'm just gonna do it very early in the jump now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. So it's exactly the same, at least the frame data, which is great. Makes it easy for us. We're gonna do jump forward. I always do the same order. I always do up, forward, and back, because then I know the screenshots. I know exactly which jump it was. Otherwise, sometimes you wouldn't be able to tell. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't screenshot. This is too high up for the HP bars. That kind of sucks. I'm just gonna do the screenshot a couple of frames later. So this is first active frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's also 10, 8. I'm just gonna redo the screenshot here. I mean, you can already tell this is gonna take a long time for every single normal to do this kind of shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, screenshot. That's the front jump. Now we're gonna do the back jump. I'm gonna screenshot first, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 1, 2, screenshot. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, she landed, so I'm gonna do it early now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And jumping A is has completely the same frames for each variant. I'm gonna write that down here. Each jumping A the same, or all jumping A actually. So let's move on to jumping B now. Small jump B first, as always. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's just go into GIMP or GIMP or whatever and check out and actually rename all the screenshots. I have to do that real quick. I guess you can barely see it here. It doesn't really matter anyway. You just minimize this and actually no, I shouldn't minimize. Ooh, I have 2 instances of PCSX running. Is this the old one? Yeah, it was the old one. Okay. Anyway, let me quickly rename those. So KOFXI Malin, small jump up A, and that's small jump forward A, and that's small jump back A, and there we have just regular jump up. That's, oh wait, I'm off by 1 because I had one screenshot just to see whether it works. So this is not up, this is small jump back, I think. Yeah, it's small jump back. Okay, I'm off by 1, so this is small jump back. Oh man, it's already quite annoying. So first of all, small jump up A is not small jump up A, it's nothing. It's just standing around, so I'm gonna delete that. So this is, so forward is actually up. This is up, which is easy to tell, I would say. That's up. So this is not back but forward then. And this is not up but back. You see, it's so easy to make mistakes, and that's a problem. Which means this is up. This is forward. And that's back. So let's just take a look at the small jump ones first. I'm just gonna open them in GIMP. Not sure how easy it is for you to see this. I'm just gonna disable the emulator window for now so you can see this. And maybe also where is it? The Notepad++. Let's, these two even, I have to move stuff around unfortunately. Let's do it like this and then like this, I guess. And then reopen GIMP, which is on the wrong screen. Okay, so that's a screenshot now. This is probably incredibly convoluted for you guys. Let me disable the notepad now. There we go. What's the emulator? That's okay, perfect. I have it at the top now, so let me just lock this as well. Okay, so it's time to edit the screenshots and put them into a shape we can work with, which is fortunately very easy with GIMP. I'm always using export as just because I can lower the compression, which is probably pointless, but I want the screenshots to be as high quality as possible. So that's the first one. Let's go and open the second one. Hit F5 here. Small jump forward. And now I can just hit override. It's gonna save the export settings, so I'm just gonna do override. Open, back. I leave roughly the same edges on each side whenever I do these screenshots. Like the screenshot shouldn't end exactly at the hitbox. It's too hard to tell what's going on that way. It's not very exciting work, but the fun's gonna start after that. Then we're gonna compare the hitboxes actually and see whether there's any oddities there. I expect there to be differences. I think you can already tell this this looks a bit different than what we just saw. I didn't pay super much attention to it, but I'm sure there's gonna be differences. There's very few characters that have exactly the same hitboxes for all attacks. Oswald is one of them that comes to mind. He has the same hitboxes and frame data for each version of his jump attacks. Okay, so the fun's gonna start now. What we're gonna do now is, this is small jump up. So I am going to open the other ones as layers. So that's small jump back and forward. Sorry, here, back and forward. And then just gonna use transparency to see whether there's any differences. First of all, I'm gonna increase the canvas a bit because it's too small. Usually when you paste in other layers like this, that should be fine. And why is it not sent? Never mind, it's okay. We're just gonna look at the front anyway. So I'm just gonna make the small jump forward transparent now. I'm gonna disable the small jump up. I'm comparing forward to back now that way. Forward is in the front, back is in the back. So I'm just gonna lay this over, and as you can see, small jump forward and back are exactly the same. Now I am comparing them to small jump up, and there's a difference. You can tell. You see the hurt box. There is an actual difference. So even if I overlay the body hurt box, this one, you can tell that the arm hurt box on small jump forward is actually worse than the arm hurt box for small jump up. Let me put the transparency to 100 so you can see it. Hope you can see it. There's a definite difference. So small jump forward and back has a way worse hitbox. Sorry, hurt box. It's way easier to hit it. Small jump up is way stronger, as you can see. It's way harder to hit the jumping A, hit her arm actually. So that's the first difference. I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget it. So they're not the same. I don't have to write it down anyway. I have the data up there. So small jump forward and back same. Small jump up, unique hitbox. with a question mark, because there's a chance that the regular jump normals are basically the same as the small jump normals. So now I'm just comparing the regular jump normals with each other, and I'm not going to do the comparison to the small jump normals yet. That's what I'm going to do next. So we have jump back, so I'm going to do jump forward and jump up. I hope I opened this layers. Okay, didn't screw that one up. Oh, look at that! I almost had the same size for all the three screenshots for once. Let's compare up to forward first, I guess, because that's the order I have it here. It doesn't matter which order we do it. And yes, you can already tell there's a huge difference. Let's overlay the body hurt box. Ooh, look at that! I have to increase the canvas size. Let's do like 200. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So if the body overlays, then jump up, which is what I'm using, the hurt box of jump up is slightly more forward placed for the arm, and it looks like I have to, let me just set this to 100% and do this. Ignore the sprite, that's very important. The position of the sprite is misleading. You only look at the hitboxes, because depending on whether you jump forward, back or up, the sprite is going to be at a slightly different position, but it has nothing to do with the actual hitboxes. You're only comparing the hitboxes. You have to ignore the sprite for these comparisons. As you can see, it's not at the same position, but it totally doesn't matter. So jump forward is again worse than jump up. Jump up is better again. Same thing, I was just confused. Same thing as with the small jumps. So I'm going to compare forward to back now with transparency. I would expect them to be exactly the same, and they are. And what I'm going to do now is I am going to open as layers one of the small jump forwards, for example, and up, because we know forward and back is the same. And now we will be looking at small jump up and jump up, only those two. Those should be the same. That's my theory. Let's test the theory. And they are exactly the same. That makes me very happy. It's way less information I have to give out them. So now let's look at small jump forward and jump forward, which should also be the same. And let's use transparency again. It was a bit much, maybe. Let's do it like this, I guess. Oh, this also has transparency, so let's put this at 100. And it's actually the same. It's exactly the same. Very nice. Okay, so we know that small jump forward, small jump and jump. Jump and small jump. Jump. I usually write it the other way around. I always start with small jump. Let's do it the other way around. I want to keep it consistent. Small jump and jump forward the same. Small jump and jump up the same. That's enough information. I think that's self-explanatory. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete the screenshots I don't need, which is because I don't need jump forward and jump back if they're exactly the same. The only thing that it's going to show is that the sprite is slightly aligned in a different way, and I think it's completely superfluous and too much information. So what I'm doing is I'm going to delete all the jump backs, because those are like usually very disjointed sprites to the hitboxes anyway. So that's jump back and small jump back. I'm going to rename all this stuff, so I'm going to call this just jump, not jump forward, but jump A. I'm going to keep up, because we know up is unique for both of them, and I'm also going to delete forward here. Whoops. Small jump A. There we go. And then I'm just going to create a new folder for jumping A, and so on. And this is what I'm going to do for all the normals times, so we have to do this 4 more times. That's probably going to take a while. And then we have to put all of that in the wiki. So let's enable the emulator again in OBS. Notepad, emulator, I think that's looking fine now. Yes, we have everything we need. So, quickly drink. So next up, jumping B. So let's do that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 frames. This is very quick. Interesting hitbox already. So let's put in 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 frames. It's not active very long. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Okay, well that's accurate then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 1, 2. I'm just gonna screenshot this, I think. Or is the next frame looking different? No, it's not. I'm just gonna screenshot this one. Okay. Small jump forward now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. Screenshot 4. Exactly the same. It's good to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 1, 2, 3. Screenshot 4. Also the same. Nice. That's really quick. I'm doing really quick work here. Usually taking the screenshots and doing the data used to be the hardest thing because you couldn't really measure it without any way to pause the emulator. And ever since I have that emulator that the Brazilian player Chip gave me, that is usually used for tool-assisted speedruns, I have such an easier time of doing all of this. That's amazing. It saves me many hours. So anyway, we're gonna do jump up now. I expect it to also be quite quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0, 8. That's 1 frame slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Holy crap. What's up with that move? That's a unique animation as well. Is it? Yeah, it's a unique animation. It's not much more than 11. It's probably like 11 or 12. Let's try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12. So it's 8 and 12. Interesting. Well, that's unique animation. Those have different frame data a lot. So anyway, let's screenshot this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's just get a screenshot here because she's centered in the screen right now, even though the sprite is kind of detached to the hitbox. I think there's no better way of doing it. So let's just take this and go with it. I'm just going to jump forward now. Expect it to be the same as small jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exactly the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same. I'm going to do 7 and 4 here, and I am going to take a screenshot, so I'm going to push the button a bit later now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, screenshot, and whoops, and the same thing for small jump back now. Sorry, jump back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's exactly the same. Gonna take a screenshot, maybe move the character a bit like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, screenshot, 4. Okay. So we have the screenshots for jumping B. That was really quick again. Now we have to edit them and compare them. I expect them once again to be the same. I could see, I mean, jump up B is gonna be unique, and I could see small jump up B being different than jump forward and jump back, but we will see. Let me just rename the screenshots again as always. So let's disable the emulator windows again so you can see what the hell I'm doing. So this is KOFXI Malin small jump up B, forward, back, up, forward and back again. And here we go into GIMP. At some point I have to close all the images just to save some RAM. Doesn't really matter actually, but I have a feeling GIMP slows down a lot sometimes. I used to have like horrible delay whenever I was gonna do GIFs. Like really horrible delay. First of all, adding the layers takes forever, that's still a problem, but then actually saving the GIF, converting it and saving it took like minutes, several minutes per GIF. So when I made a mistake, I had to redo it every single time because I'm cropping and then doing the GIF and then looking at it. It's kind of annoying really. Anyway, that problem is gone now, at least the saving problem, I think, in this current version of GIMP, but I don't want to have too many windows open just in case it's related. Too many files, I mean. interesting hitbox there on the jump up beam. With this, with the legs slightly placed forward, like the hitbox. I guess it makes sense though, that way. I mean, if it was just in her hurt box, everything would beat it or trade. And that way, if you try to stick a hand into it, and it's not a guaranteed hit at least. I would expect it to reach more into the ground and not be placed horizontally that much. It's a bit strange. I don't know if you use it, if anybody uses it ever. Probably not. Probably because of that reason. If it was just taking these screenshots, it wouldn't be much work. If it was just figuring out the frame data, that also isn't much work, but doing both of that and then putting it into the wiki and then maybe, like, I don't know, tweeting it or something and preparing everything so that's easily digestible, the whole combination of that just takes an insane amount of time. Fortunately, we have weekends for that. Right, so let's close everything right now. And just reopen. Let's start with a small jump. Again, I expect forward and back to be the same. Maybe up and forward is different. So I'm gonna start with forward and back. I have to increase the canvas size once again. 200. It's exactly the same as expected. Now let's compare. First of all, let's set this to 100. Let's compare up and forward. And it's also the same. Very nice. It's exactly what I wanted to see. Now let's do the regular jumps. I'm not gonna even open up because I know it's unique. I'm just gonna open forward and add back and then add one of the small jumps. Could have done that in the same file actually, but it's too late now. Doesn't matter. Open as layers. We have forward, we need back. There we go. Exactly the same. That's good to see. Let's open any one of the small jump attacks. Maybe small jump forward or something, I don't know. Put that on the back and compare them, and they are exactly the same. Very nice, exactly what I wanted to see. Means we can delete a lot of files, and there's not much info that you have to keep in mind about this character. This is great. So we know that all small jump versions are the same, and jump forward and jump back are the same, so we need exactly 3 screenshots, one for small jump, any small jump, one for jump forward back, and one for jump up. Those are the 3 screenshots we need. So I'm going to delete the jump back. I'm going to rename jump forward to jump. Jump up's unique. Small jump back we can delete. We don't need small jump forward as well. I'm just going to use small jump up as the generic small jump screenshot like this. So we only need 3 screenshots. That's really nice. Okay, so let me put that into the text file. There we go. So all jump B the same except jump up B. This is more of a reminder for me. I put those in the zip files I put in my drive with all the hitboxes for KOFXI bot. So he has some additional information for anybody who downloads them who cares, but all of this is also on the wiki. It's more like this whole file is more for me. So I have a reference I can then use for the wiki. I used to do this immediately and put it immediately into the wiki, but that was just too stressful, and I think the workflow this way is better. So I am going to do jumping C now. Small jump C. I expect this normal to be strong. Maybe I don't know about the hurt box, but this is a good normal, this thing. And we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice animation, by the way. The small jump up is 8 frames, and that's 1, 2, 3. Let's screenshot this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 frames. That's good active time. Try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so we have a screenshot as well. Let's do a small jump forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 1, 2, 3. Screenshot. 4, 5, 6. Exactly the same. So 8 and 6. Did I write down? Yeah, I wrote down the 7, 4 for each jumping B. Okay, so we're gonna do a small jump back now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1, 2, 3. Screenshot. 4, 5, 6. Exactly the same. So 8 and 6. Now we're gonna do jump up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8, 6. Also exactly the same. Let's take a screenshot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1, 2, 3. Screenshot. Ah, she's too high, so I have to do it later. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's very late. I want to do it like this shape maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. No. I'm just gonna use this one. It's very low, but that's fine. The more momentum you have, the more the sprite is detached from the hitbox. That's why I'm being so anal about when to screenshot. Because if it's too detached, it's gonna confuse people either way. Even if you like remember in your head that the sprite position and the hitboxes taken on the emulator are like 1 frame off, and like you shouldn't care too much about that. It's more about the hitboxes themselves. It will still screw with your mind if you see the sprite is like really detached from the hitboxes. So I try my best to get good screenshots, which is very difficult. If I found a way to disable the UI, that would be great. Then I could just disable the HP bars and everything and take screenshots way up higher. That would help a lot. Also for other screenshots. But I wasn't able to find that yet. I would need somebody with a deeper knowledge of hacking a cheat engine, not the baby shit I'm doing basically. I have to do jump forward now, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the same. Jump back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's also the same. I'm going to do a screenshot for jump forward. Maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3 is too high. Still too high. Okay, I can take that one. And jump back. Okay. So we have all the screenshots we need now, we have all the data we need, so it's time again to go into GIMP and take a look. Let me quickly rename those, as always. You can tell I've done this a couple of times, right? That foot is slightly covered by the leaves, but I expect it to not matter because we're probably not going to keep that screenshot, since it's probably going to be exactly the same as jump forward anyway. As you can tell, this is a lot of work. If you keep in mind that KF11 is 38 playable characters, not counting console characters, then you can imagine how much hours I already sunk into this. And I'm not done. It's gonna take way longer, way more hours ahead of me, simply because I have to do a lot of the special moves, and those take a lot of time. Especially measuring measuring super freezes, invulnerability. The supers are more complex, they have more hitboxes, so I have to do more screenshots. Ideally I also do GIFs because nobody wants to look at 10 screenshots of a special move. A GIF is just way better than that and also way more helpful, for example, for KOFXI bot who likes to have the GIFs to post them. Okay, so let's start with the small jump attacks. This is back, so I'm gonna add forward and up. Forward and up, here we go. So we are comparing up to forward now. Let's take a look. I have to increase the canvas size again. Exactly the same, very nice. Let's compare up to back. It's also exactly the same. I like how this starts, so I'm just gonna open all the jump ones as layers now, this time. I'm gonna move all of them below the small jump up C, because that one has transparency already, and then we're just gonna try and compare them. It's the same as jump back, and I expect all of them to be the same. Oh, no, it's also the same. Okay, and then jump up. They're all the same. Okay, very nice. So we only need 2 screenshots. That's perfect. It's exactly how I like it. Actually, you could argue that we only need 1, but I kind of want to have the counter hit hurt box of the small jump, that very light blue hurt box, and then the regular hurt box, just for people to see that I actually checked everything and that yes, that's the same hitbox, but it looks different, the emulator. It's less confusing for people and they will not be paranoid about whether I checked everything, so that's how I do it. So I keep jump up and small jump up and delete everything else. So let's jump then. I expect jumping D to be interesting. I think that move looks really weird. Let me quickly take a note that all jumping C are the same. And I am gonna re-enable my notepad and my emulator, and then we are gonna start looking at jumping D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's very slow. Very big hitbox though. 13, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a good screenshot. 5. 4 frames. 13 and 4. Wow. Interesting. Very slow and very short active time. Double checking here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to do small jump forward now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the last active frame. I'm just going to screenshot that one because it looks the nicest. And small jump back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's looking good so far. I have high hopes that all of them are the same again. So normal jump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I take that as a screenshot? I think I can. Okay. Jump forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's just take this one as well. I expect them to be the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just take this crappy screenshot here and put this all into the file. I forgot to put the jump forward in here, so I'm just going to do that now. 8, 6, and 8. Whoops. And 8, 6, and we also have the 13 and 4 here. Okay. Back to GIMP now. Let's just rename everything again. I probably could get away with not doing this, but it helps me when I use GIMP, just in sorting the layers. I guess I could save time if I was just going to do this, small jump, or just small up D, and then Yeah, small forward D and then small back D. That saves a bit of time. Up D, forward D, and back D. Could also go by the screenshot number, but let's not do that. It's just added strain on my brain. Okay. It's funny that jump attacks, doing them this way for the wiki, just analyzing them for frames and for hitboxes, used to be the worst of all the things I had to do in the beginning. By now it's one of the easiest actually, because I get immediate and accurate results now. And there's usually only one hitbox. Very few characters have two attacks in the air or two hitboxes. There are a couple, but it's the exception. So by now it's quite easy. That's why I decided to just do all jump attacks now before I continue with doing special moves for the characters, and maybe, I don't know, doing the advantage frames and so on. Is that it? No, up D is missing. So again, I expect them to be all the same. Let's start with small jumps. So open as layers, and we're gonna use back and small. Oh, sorry, small. We have small jump. Wait, let's see. I have to close everything. This is confusing. Okay, there we go. So let's just open small back D. Okay, the size looks fine so far. I think I don't have to increase the canvas size. Anyway, comparing up to forward now, I made up transparent and it's exactly the same, and it's probably also the same as back D. Yes, it's the same. So let's open the regular jump versions, back, forward, and up. Compare those. Oh, there is a difference, I think. There is a clear difference. Look at that. It looks like the small jump up version, all the small jump versions have a... Is it better or worse actually? I'm not even sure. I mean, theoretically they're better because the hitbox is further down and closer to the hurtbox, and for the normal jump attacks the hurtbox is like way down, which means they're way easier to hit from below. But it looks like they're slightly harder to hit from above, which totally doesn't matter, probably. Hey, Kyontakuya-san! Genki desu ka? So I think that up seems a little worse than small jump. So let's compare jump up with jump forward. It's the same. And then I guess it will be the same as back as well. Yes, it's also the same. Okay, that means all the jump attacks for her, all the jump Ds are the same, and all the small jump Ds are the same, but only within their own jump category. So let me write that down. That means we only have to use 2 screenshots again. Yes, we only need 2 screenshots. So let me just write this down. Okay. So let me quickly delete the screenshots here. So we don't need back and forward. We also don't need back and forward. We're just going to use up and up because those are different, and I'm just going to rename them. There we go. Jumping D. So only jumping E is left. We're almost done. Let me re-enable this, and then we're just going to do jumping E. So small jump first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The hurt box extends on frame 8. 9, 10, 11. Well, that's not great. 11 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 frames. 11 and 4. I'm just going to write that down for now. And double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna screenshot the last frame, I think, because it looks nicer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's screenshot that and small jump forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same. And we're going to do small jump back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm just going to screenshot this as well. It's the same. At least the frame data is the same again. That's really nice. So we're going to jump up now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. Screenshot. Okay, that's the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. And screenshot. And the same thing for jump back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. We are done. We just have to analyze the hitboxes now. All the frame data is the same. The only attack that has unique frame data for Malin is jump up B, because that has a unique animation. And I am gonna analyze all the attacks now again. So we have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we should have 6. So that's small up E, small forward E. Whoa. Small back E, up E, forward E, and back E. So let's go. There we go. Just saving all of those. Just from the way the hitbox looks, it looks very good horizontally. Sorry, I never tried Malin out, so I don't know if that move is strong. But just from the hitbox, it looks quite strong here with the tip not having a hurt box. If you look at Gato's jumping E, even has less here, just horizontally, but it has more vertically. So I could expect this to be quite the good move. Unfortunately, it's quite slow and the active time is very low. So those are problems. Ooh, look at that. Small jump already looks different. I can tell already here. The hitbox is way worse here for small jump back E. So there's a definite difference there. Interesting. Usually the jumping E attacks are the ones that are the most homogeneous among all the characters. They usually have the same hitbox. Even if all the other attacks they have crazy hitboxes, then usually jumping E is the same for small and regular jump. But it looks like they made an exception here once again. The game is full of exceptions. And small forward E looks the same almost. The hitbox really bad. Look at this. It's very high up in the air. The hurt box is really bad, very big. Let's just look at small jump, small up E, and it's the same. So I guess the small jumps are the same again, and all the regular jumps are the same again, just like for jumping C, I think it was. No, what we just had, sorry. Jumping D. Okay, so let's start the analysis. We are gonna start with small jump. Where's the small jump? There we go. Small jump back E. So forward and up. I'm gonna compare up to forward now. I'm just gonna turn this transparent again. And we need to increase the canvas size. And it looks to be exactly the same. Yeah. And now up with back is also exactly the same. And we already know that the regular jump attacks are different, but I'm just going to add them anyway here as layers. So we're going to do back, forward, and up. So that's up, forward, back. I'm just going to disable those and this one, and then just turn this transparent. And up and forward is the same, so up and back is probably also the same. Yes, it is. Okay, so we have two hitboxes then. We have the jump hitbox and the small jump hitbox for jumping E. Those are different, but they are consistent amongst jump back, forward, and up, and small jump back, forward, and up for each of these. So we do not need back and forward, we just need up. And we do not need back and forward, we also just need up. So this is nice. So we got it now for Malin. Now I have to put all of this in the wiki. Let me just put this down in my text file as well. So now the fun starts. Now I have to put all of this in the wiki. Let me just copy paste from some other characters how I usually do it, like the layout. I'm just gonna copy this. So this is very boring now. So I don't take it personally if you don't want to watch this. So all I'm doing now is just I'm entering the data and then uploading the screenshots. So this is very boring and tedious work, but I have to do it, so I might as well just do it now. So we have 10 and 8, and that's the same for all of them. So it's just 10 and 8. I also should open up the screenshot. Actually, I can just scroll down. No, it's better if I open up the screenshot folder for you. You don't have to see it. I'm just going to put it here and try to see how many entries I need. I need 4 entries. Yeah. Wait, why do I have jump and small jump? Aren't they this? No, they're not the same. Okay, so I need 4 entries. Okay. Which means we have small a, 10, 8. Yeah, and then we have, that's small up a, and then the same thing for regular jumps. Okay. What are the comments we have to add here? We have small jump and jump forward and back are the same. Small a, same as jumping A, and that is same as small jump A. What was it again? Unique hitbox. Oh no, it's actually same as jump up A, and this is same as small jump A. Okay, gonna do the same thing for jumping B now. And jumping B has 8 and 12. Is there anything I have to put down? I know that all jump B are the same. Perfect. So I need 3 screenshots. So because we have that jump up, which is unique. So we have jumping B, and then we have jump up B, and just up B, and that one has unique frame data as well. It's 8. Wait, why is it 812? Oh, because there's 7-4. I made a mistake. All of them are 7-4, and only jump up is 812. So this is all 7-4. If you caught this before me, good job. If you are watching, and don't worry, I found it. So that is a unique hitbox. Same as jumping B, same as small jump B. I think jumping C was the easiest, right? They're all the same, so I need only 2 screenshots. That's perfect. So I'm just gonna do small c. What's the data again? 8 and 6. And then we have jumping D, which has exactly 2 screenshots, right? Jumping D should have 2, and so does jumping E. Yeah, perfect. So I'm just going to do this. Small d, 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 and D. It's 13.4 for all of those. 13.4. Different than jumping D. Different than small jump D. I'm always putting this down because, as you saw, I need to use GIMP to compare the screenshots and make them transparent, because sometimes the differences are so minuscule you cannot see it with your bare eye unless you would study the images. So at the very least I can write down that these are different, so people pay more attention when they look at the hitboxes in the wiki, and then can tell, okay, I should pay close attention here. So 11 and 4. And that's it for the wiki. Let me just upload the screenshots. What are we even uploading? Small jump A. Okay. I have to be really careful not to make a mistake here. It's a pain in the ass to change file names and files and so on. Small jump, right? Small jump. Small jump up. It's the wrong order. I usually do the up ones first. Never mind now. Jumping A. Up A. Small jump B's next. There we go. I got confused right now. It looks like I clicked on up B already. There might be a mistake there. Let's look. I shouldn't have clicked on that yet, so maybe I misnamed it. Yeah, I did. Look at this. Jump up B. Good that I caught this. It's not a biggie, but still. There's so much room for mistakes, unfortunately. So I'm gonna use up B now. Jump up B. Jump up B, there we go. And small jump C. Almost done. I'm gonna spare you watching me tweet out an image with all the data and the hitboxes. I'm gonna do that off stream after I had my coffee. This is too boring to watch, but hopefully this was educational for somebody or interesting. At the very least, you now know what I have to go through to do all this. And if you want to do it yourself, then I guess those are good pointers I just gave. There's one more thing I could do. I guess I could do the advantage frames and disadvantage frames for Malin. Only for standing and crouching attacks for now, not for special moves. I guess I can do that real quick without too much effort. I don't need to take screenshots, so maybe I'm gonna do that now. I guess that could also be interesting for people who want to know how to do this in KOF, which is in 11 it was quite a challenge to figure it out. We had to pool all of our brain power, both the Japanese players and myself, to find a way to do it, because there's so many exceptions on how to handle frame data. Almost done, and then I'm gonna start with the shortlist advantage frames. Actually, before I start a shortlist, because shortlists are also a pain in the ass to do in the wiki, I'm just gonna I am just going to do it here in the standing attacks, I think. Let me just prepare this. Advantage, I used to just write advantage because it was hit and guard. Data is only off one frame, but there are exceptions. Sometimes hit and guard is off by more than one frame for whatever reason, and sometimes a move does knockdown on hit and doesn't knock down on guard, so you kind of want to write that down anyway. So by now I just changed all of these old layouts to hit and guard. That's what I do whenever I refresh one of these old characters. So I have to add a line into everything here, which is a bit annoying. Somewhere, doesn't matter where, as long as I do it below actual data. Oh, there's some German here. Trifft tief, hits low. Let's fix that. Auf den Füßen unverwundbar. Invulnerable on the feet. Oh, this needs way more info and probably a double check, as I can see right now. It's actually something I would like to do at the same time. There's also question marks, which means I haven't revised the data in a very long time. I kind of want to do everything at the same time, like in one go, so I don't forget about it, and I know I can trust my data. So maybe it's not the right time to do the shortlist now, otherwise I would have to correct all of this as well. And that's gonna take me another 2 hours maybe, I think. A little less, maybe like 1.5 or something. Maybe I'm gonna do that after my coffee. Maybe I'm just gonna take a coffee break and eat something, just be back with the advantage data and just revise all the frames here that might be off. I think I'm gonna do that. Let's just do this for the crouching attacks as well, and then I'm just gonna switch off the stream for a while and be back in like half an hour or something. Could also just go into be right back mode, but it's probably a bit stupid. Also, then I can just make a break and rename the second file into something else, like Malin, static difference, frame data advantage, something like that. So let's save this. Take a quick look whether I broke anything. Hit guard looks fine. Hit and guard also looks fine. Look at this. Why is it doing that? Why is it not just extending the table like this? I don't get it. Did I put a line break in there or something, maybe? Like an intentional one? Let's take a look. No, I didn't. Strange. Well, anyway, I am gonna take a break and I'll be back with Malin static difference, meaning how much her attacks are on hit and guard, in about half an hour. So thanks for watching. I guess now you know how to do jump frames. Now you know how to handle frame data for jump attacks. And see you later.